Mary from Connecticut County. My daughter's walking around here somewhere, and my new, she's over in the other end. And my heartbeat over there, Hazel Hall, is walking. She's a new person in this room. So I would like you to just get to know them, and I'm so thankful, and I love each of you. Thank you for making time to come. And we represent Connecticut County, by the way. You know, I'm a transplant here, and I love this area, but that is our home. And I tell people I am a product of both areas. I have those strong country roots that I was given from being in a small town and being raised where we had a community. I remember being in trouble and could not get home because I was so afraid that people would actually call your parents before you could get home. So, you know, in a small town, you just was stuck with having to know that everybody in that community was looking out for you. And as a child, I didn't appreciate that because as a child, I like to do childish and foolish things. But now that I'm an adult, I realize that I grew up in a very healthy environment. And it's one that we all need to have where we know that we are looking out for each other. And as a person, I've grown up with that concept that we look out for each other. That's what we do. And growing up in America, I grew up in a time that I tell young people, like I look at some of my younger friends here, I wouldn't have chosen it any other way because I grew up in the 70s and 80s when America was just thriving and we were doing great. And we had come through a perilous time and we thought we had just knocked some things out the ballpark, and it was going to just be as we thought we would always have, and as we are, but I think there are actually people who don't like the concept of that melting pot. And that's what I grew up with. As I came through high school there and had my history teachers teaching me, it's like America's this great place where it's like a quilt with all the different colors, and it's representing the different religions, it's representing different people with different ideas. But we could all be one. And we could be one great country. And we could be that light on the shining hill, showing the world what democracy looks like. And that's what's been in my head since growing up, and it's still in my head. And I still believe that we have the capability to just be that. There are forces that might not like that idea, but when I look around this room tonight, I enjoy the diversity that I see, and I enjoy all of my friends. And this is what America is. At its heart, this is what we are about. We embrace each other for being different, and we can love each other and support each other. And that's what my campaign is about. As I kick it off tonight for the 2022 office to win United States Congress for Alabama District 2. That's the America I'm fighting for. I'm fighting for that America that's going to live up to its ideal of democracy, where we are all treated as one, where we have a constitution that is there, and as we need to, the amendments are made to make it even better, because I do believe that we need some things to change that would promote the America that we believe in. I believe in our government when it works with a check and a balance. I think that is so necessary. And I know that we should realize that we are a democracy where government can work together. So I'm kicking off my campaign to be your representative in 2022 for U.S. Alabama House District 2. I have an opponent that I will face who has won this seat last cycle. He won November of 2020. He has then gone to Congress. He was one of the ones to go to the floor and try to stop the counting of the votes that had already been certified. You and I know here, as people who know history and know government, that those votes were legitimate. But he was one of the ones participating and egging those on to stop the steal and try to delegitimize the presidency of the elected president, Joe Biden. Now, many of us in this room tonight, we might not have wanted, we didn't vote for the ex-president Donald J. Trump, But none of us were there trying to stop the steal for those votes. We accepted an election. That's what America is about. And because you disagree doesn't mean you get the opportunity to try to overthrow our government. So now, saying all of that, that's why I'm in this race. Because we had a candidate that I knew was flawed the last time. He's now an elected official, but he's still flawed. And those flaws are showing. So I want to run to be an elected official for the state of Alabama, 2nd District, and for America. Because I believe that we can continue to work as a country, Democrats, Republicans, and Independents, to work to make government where it works for all of us. And tonight I say to you, I know there are those who might look at me, Phyllis, aren't you tired? Heck yes. Yes. And I'm being polite. My religion, my pastor would be pleased that I'm saying heck yes. But I'm tired. My husband could not be here tonight. He's at work. And he's tired. And I think my child, like that, says she's tired, but there's a greater mission here. And I say to you all tonight who are showing up, we all look, and you ask, why do I run? I ask you, why do you think Harriet, when she got saved, kept going back to the plantations? There was a reason for that. Some people are not safe. I will be okay. Many of us in here will be okay. But we got a generation of young people that need us. Because there are those that are trying to dismantle our country's ideals, and they want to go back to being want to have an autocratic government. They don't want us to work together for the good of people. So I say to you tonight, I will run. I need your help, because more is able to be defeated if we stand together. And we as people, Democrats, Independents, when we see good public servants, we need to get behind them. And we need to support, and that's what my heart is overflowing for tonight, because I have my support here. And I had a paper I had all printed out for you all to tell you about the man in the mirror. And none of us can look at others and say, hey, what's going on? Because when we look out, it is not the critic that's going to count. It's not going to be the person who's out there that's saying, oh, looking at the person who's out there to do a good deeds. It's not going to be the person that's pointing out where he could or she could have done better. It is not going to be the person that looks at where he or she stumbles that really counts. It's going to be for that man or that woman who's in the arena, whose face gets all marred with the dust, the sweat, the blood, from being out there in that arena, fighting, challenging others to be great. It's going to be that man who at the end of that should he or she, that woman, should she win, they will know what it feels like to have that high achievement. And if you be that person like me, who might have fallen, but should I triumph, I'll know that high achievement. But should I fail, I'll fail knowing one thing. I failed while daring greatly. And my fellow people here, that's what we've got to do. We've got to, so to speak, you know, I love pretty clothes, but I'll roll up my sleeve, put on a pair of boots, a pair of sneakers, look, tie the hair back, straight the face. Most of you know I don't care for makeup anyway. So, and do what I have to do to get a job done. And that's what we are now in this city, in this state, in this country. It's time to lay aside all the things that we have that bother us, lay aside everything dream is not going to work. And we've got to get together as good citizens and fight the good fight. And we've got to take this fight everywhere, to local elections, to state elections, and to national elections. Because it's time for us to stand up now and declare that this is our country. And this is what our country looks like. Thank you for being here. I ask that you support, sign up. We have my campaign manager here, Ms. Betty Vincent Washington. We have kitchen cabinet members that are going to be here. Some of them have already signed on to serve. I don't know if they would like to stand, but you can if you like. And nobody said, but they've already made, can I call a few names in?
Call them.
I have Jill, I have Mr. David Bridges here. I also have a few of my younger friends that are going to serve. One person I call Valley Girl, but she'll know who she is. But we all, and I would like to thank you all. These are neighbors of mine. And would you all stand up, Tish? Okay. I want to stand with these neighbors who have supported me. I am the president of my neighborhood association, and they will tell you I'll fight to the end. And I just appreciate you all for coming out. I would like to thank my sorority sisters. Where are you all? Okay. Thank you all for being here, and so many of my good friends. Thank you for coming out. And for some of you who are in the political realm, thank you for taking the courage to come out and support another candidate. So, Sabrina Martin, thank you for being here. I appreciate that. And I want to say one last thing, and I don't know if this is on camera or not, but I hope it is. It's time for Democrats to support Democrats the way Republicans support Republicans. We've got to stop being scared. We've got to take this fight and do it. And that means no fear. Rise up. Thank you. And I have a few people who might want to say something. I have friends here who know me for 10, 15, 20 years. Feel free to tell them why you support me. Thank you.